Ringo TV reactions, top of the morning. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. Let's get down to business. Let's go.
But I will say that it's very important for you to seek wise counsel. I've had a therapist for a very long time. So loved ones, people that support you, you want to make sure that you are involving in that decision making. And you have to really decide and make a very calculated decision based upon your belief systems, based upon who you're speaking to, your wise counsel, like giving them the information and then making the best decision. I think that we do take divorce very casually. And I'll admit, I probably looked at it a little less intensely as I should have. That's me looking back on it. Because I would never tell, I work with women. I would never tell a woman to walk through that in the same frame of mind I was in when I did it.
And when you say that, but what frame of mind was that? What do you mean by that in particular?
I was very, very hurt. I was very angry. And I remember like when I made like the decision, I was like hysterically crying on the phone with my attorney. That was not the person I should have been on the phone with when, like, that's a whole nother conversation. But anyway, I was hysterically crying. And I was not in any position to make that decision.
Wow.
I was extremely emotionally intoxicated. We can be intoxicated with our emotions. And I'm very much emotionally led. I feel very strongly. I'm just that kind of person, very passionate. But I would never tell somebody to make that decision when they're that emotional.
She's admitting it.
But of course I wasn't talking to someone that genuinely would be for marriage.
The devil was in her ear.
Or for reconciliation. And that's not no slight to my,
No, it's
the current friends.
It has nothing. There's no slight to that. Not the friends, but I was on the phone with my attorney.
Yeah.
So it was something that was being said to me that hurt me at that time. And that, so at that time when I was on the phone and I made that decision, I was livid. I was emotional. I was hysterical. And so if anything, if I could take anything from that and advise somebody else, because I don't want families to be torn apart.
She's admitting it.
It would be that if you're that hurt and you're like that emotional about someone, that's not a lack of love. Like the opposite of love is not hate. It's indifference. It's void of love, void of feelings. And so if I'm that emotional and I'm that hurt and I'm like on that level where I'm just like, I can't stop thinking and I'm just obsessing over why I am hurt. If it's misguided and misdirected, it can go in a bad direction. And so I think that with that being said, I didn't know that at the time.
Yeah.
And I made a decision like, well, I'm so angry, I'm so hurt, and this is, and I'm just like,
wow,
forget it, like, never mind, like, I need to be done with this is horrible, you just ruminating on all the negative things and not focused on any of the positive things. I posted a reel, and I mean this, I really mean this. There was a guy who was talking about that before he decided to marry his wife, he had said or had told his wife that he needed to choose the people that would speak to her in her most emotional moments. And it was people that would be for the relationship.
Right.
And I know a lot of people had different kind of like comments about the person and everything like that, but the message of what he was saying for me resounds true, because the people I had in my ear at the time were not for that.
Wow.
Let me ask you this, because I think that's such a good point. like when you're even in that spot where when you're emotional,
Yes.
you're in the pit of your relationship.
Yes.
It's so important to make sure you have people who are pro marriage, pro relationship, pro your
100%.
current relationship
100%.
to be able to help, you know, as much as possible,
100%.
make the best decision to keep the marriage going.
Yeah.
When everybody may not have access to that counsel. So let me ask you this. If we can go back and if I were able somehow to insulate you with a pro-marriage, pro-relationship community, do you think you still would have actually gone through a divorce?
Not at that time.
Okay.
I don't know what would have happened. Oh, I've never said this publicly.
No, this is what we do.
This is a Harley
this is
initiated exclusive, baby.
Delano,
Yeah.
make sure you zoom in on this one, okay?
Yeah. It gets deep.
No, actually, no. I want to deny myself. I want to deniability. Yeah, no, the truth about the matter is that if I had different people in my ear at that time, I would not have made that decision. No.
Wow.
I wouldn't. And that's the truth. I try my very best at this point in my life to be what I didn't have in that moment. Because I think that I was women were like, I'm an extremely emotional person. People that know me know that about me. I'm the kind of person that like, okay, I feel so strong, and I can ruminate. I can get so lost in my thoughts. I know a lot of women are like that. Like we're a lot, not all of us, right? But some of us are.
No, all of you.
Just
all
like
of
a
you.
lot of men can be like that. But
No,
I know
no.
women specifically, there will be moments where they'll be like, I'm ready to be done. I'm ready to be done. I'm ready to be done. I can't stand this. He don't do this. He don't do that. Blah, 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 blah. And we're just focusing on these things. And because you don't have a certain person in your life to say,
You don't have God in your life. That's the truth. You don't have God in your life.
hey, to check you and say, sis, what about this? What about this? What about these strengths? What about what he's not doing? What, like those types of things? That can get you thinking about the positive aspects of this person that you may not be thinking about when you're upset. You're only thinking about what you're mad about. You're not thinking about all the other positive aspects of this person. And so in those moments, you need somebody to be the person for that person.
Yeah.
In those moments.
So it's still some people in the chat right now that they still confused. They really not understanding the pro marriage, right? Or somebody who's an advocate for marriage. So if you could just paint the people who weren't necessarily pro marriage, and you coming to them, or you just expressing these different issues that you having.
Yeah.
What type of responses were you actually getting versus what you should have been receiving?
It's not so much about what should have been received, because I think that based upon what had occurred in our relationship by that time, a lot of people were saying that this was time for me.
Listen, this woman have sabotaged her entire marriage. She regrets it. And this interview on this podcast exposed her true nature. She had all different types of people in her ears, and she admits to making a bad decision. Her attorney was anti-marriage. Her mom, anti-marriage. Friends, anti-marriage. Everybody that was in her ear was telling her what she needed to do, and none of those people had marriages. And this is the problem with you ladies. This is why you don't have no man, is because you're constantly listening to these people that are full of demons. And these people they don't have your best interests at heart. They can't wait for you to divorce your man. Tyrese never cheated on her. We did a video yesterday where Tyrese said, look, I never cheated on my wife, even though I got access, meaning I can go out there, I can pull women. But I was just focusing on my family. This woman just changed because people were in her ear. And this is what happens to a lot of relationships, y'all. Let's get back to these tapes. Top of the morning. Let's go.
But I will say that it's very important for you to seek wise counsel. I've had a therapist for a very long time. So
she had a therapist, but she didn't have God. She claimed that she's in the church. These people claim they Christians. Tyrese even said that Creflo Dollar, that false pastor, that his church was pretty much responsible for marrying them. Right? He talked about how Taffy Dollar was in her ear also gossiping along with various other people. So that goes to show that even the church can't help you when it comes to counseling. Why would the church sit back and watch this woman make this decision, knowing that she's in the wrong? She never had no proper guidance because she was full of herself. And this is typical what happens to the majority of women today. You get into these relationships and you start thinking that you're making good decisions. Every decision a woman make is always going to cause problems because she make her decisions based off of her emotions, not off of logic, not off of understanding the circumstances. It's always based on herself because she's a selfish woman and always been selfish. And this interview exposed and embarrassed her. You understand? You embarrassed yourself with this interview because you're out here gaslighting. You're out here literally being toxic to all these women, making them feel that they need to do this and do that and do this. And you just admitted that you made a bad choice. See, the single life is not working for Samantha right now. The hot girl summer life, it's not working. She failed. And now she's on this podcast embarrassing herself, looking like a total train wreck.
Loved ones, people that support you. You want to make sure that you are involving in that decision making. And you have to really decide and make a very calculated decision based upon your belief systems.
If your belief systems is the Bible and God, why would you go sabotage your marriage when your husband never did anything wrong? Because you're selfish. You were thinking about yourself. People were in your ear telling you how much money you can get, how you can start your life, how you can find some young guy and you could do this and you could do that. Well, what did you gain? What does it profit you to gain the whole world and lose your soul? Let's get back to the tapes.
Based upon who you're speaking to, your wise counsel, like giving them the information.
She was giving the devil her information. She was not getting wise counsel from anyone. Even from the church, she was not getting wise counsel. Even from her mother, she was not getting wise counsel.
And then making the best decision. I think that we do take divorce very casually.
Yeah, you, not we, you.
And I'll admit, I probably looked at it a little less intensely as I should have.
You can't see that she regret divorcing Tyrese. You can't see that she's hurt. You can't see that she realized she ain't gonna have no other man like that, brother. You could forget about it. Because once other men, you have to understand something, ladies. Once men find out that you divorced Tyrese over some BS, they're not gonna take you serious. No man is gonna get with you because he really care about you. Now he'll get with you to sleep with you, but that's about it. Just the experience of knowing what it was like to sleep with Tyrese's wife. That's pretty much as far as they're gonna go. But they're not gonna wife this woman up. She's done.
That's me looking back on it. Because I would never tell, I work with women. I would never tell a woman to walk through that.
Wow. So now you're saying, now you're piggybacking now. Now you're saying you would never tell a woman to pretty much make the decision you made. Are y'all seeing this, y'all? Are y'all seeing this? That's right. Let me see. Ramon said, evil communications corrupt good manners. That's right. That's right. Evil communications corrupt good manners. It's right in the Bible. You understand? But she allowed the communications of her friend, family, and her attorney. Remember, the attorney was in her ear the entire time saying, you need to just end your marriage. Forget about this guy. He's a loser.
In the same frame of mind I was in when I did it.
And when you say that, but what frame of mind was that? What do you mean by that in particular?
Selfish.
I was very, very hurt.
Hurt by what? He never did anything to you. You allowed people to make you become hurt. You allowed people to be in your ear, feeding you lies. And it made you look at your husband as if though he was the boogeyman, as if though he was the monster. And you forgot about all the loving things he'd done. You forgot about all the good things he done. You forgot. You forgot about him. Just like when Eve was in the garden and she took of the forbidden fruit, you, Samantha, took of the forbidden fruit of social media. Now you sabotage your marriage and you're embarrassing yourself and you regret it. Let's go.
I was very angry.
Angry at who? Angry at your husband? He never did a damn thing to you.
And I remember like when I made like the decision, I was like hysterically crying.
Hysterically crying. Why? Because you knew you were making a bad decision. You knew it. But because everybody was in your corner cheering you on, saying, girl, you making the best decision. Hot girl summer from here on. You're going to be able to get your money, alimony, this, that. You're going to be living it up. Now how it feels. It's not comfortable being home alone now, right? It's not comfortable when you don't see Tyrese no more, right? You got this man out here hurting. You broke that man's heart. You embarrassed him multiple times. You put him down when that man lifted you up. That man took you under his wing, built you up as a woman, had kids with you, did this, did that, and now look at you. You're embarrassing yourself now, making yourself look crazy on social media. And you expect that people are gonna look at you the same way? They're not gonna look at you the same way. What are you gonna be, some coach for women now, trying to preach to them that, oh, you know, you should be careful with your decisions now? Nobody's gonna pay you no mind. You're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. And on top of that, to add insult to injury, you tried to piggyback and get back with Tyrese. Tyrese said, hell no. I got me this new woman that I'm with. We cool. I'm not gonna break up with her just so that you could come back and play in the sandbox. You already done knew you effed up. And this happens to a lot of these women, guys. A lot of these women get with you and they regret leaving you. They regret it. I'm telling you, bro. There's a lot of you brothers out here right now. You were with a sister. You really was feeling this woman. You was showing this woman love. You showed this woman you cared about her. Literally. And she cut the relationship off, said, I don't need you. I don't want you. And you walked away heartbroken. Like, damn, yo, I really was feeling this sister, fam. Like, damn, I would have did anything for this woman. Now she's trying to come back. And a lot of times these women that you guys been with, they regret it. Deep down inside, if they would admit it, they regret it. They're so ashamed, they can't even contact you to say, you know, I really do miss you. They can't even say that because the guilt and the shame is there. It's bothering them. That is how Samantha feels right now. She regrets everything she did to that man.
On the phone with my attorney. That was not the person I should have been on the phone with when...
Wow. So she's admitting that she should have never been on the phone with the attorney. Are y'all seeing this? Are y'all seeing how people can influence women? This only happens to women. This don't happen to men. Because we think with our mind. We think logically. We weigh all the options. Women always allow people to be in their ear, telling them things that they want to hear. And they give them smooth words, making them feel good about their bad decisions all the time. Even the Bible confirms this. That people have itching ears, seeking different teachers, listening to bad advice to foster the errors they hold. They don't want to go to somebody that has wisdom because that's going to only hold them accountable for their evil doings. So they go to people that will pander to their emotions and make them feel good about what they're doing.
That's a whole nother conversation. But anyway, I was hysterically crying. And I was not in any position to make that decision.
Do you see the admit? She admit she was not even in a position to make such a decision. She did not have the proper information nor the proper counsel. Her attorneys were from the devil. You think that you paid for all these attorneys, that they're going to give you proper counsel. No. They were there to help her destroy her marriage. The devil was sent to destroy her marriage, and she listened to them. This is more proof, guys, that women cannot make good decisions on their own. They can't. They're incapable of making good decisions. This woman is a representation of the majority of you women out there right now that have fucked up your marriages, fucked up your relationships, and destroyed your homes. Because with all of these women out here that have destroyed and sabotaged their own relationships, it's always somebody in your ear. Some of you ladies, you were dating a guy, getting to know the guy, and you had some dumbass woman in your ear telling you, you don't need to do this, you shouldn't do that, you could do better, you need to find a guy that's taller, you need to find a guy that got more money. Talked you out of a good man. A man that had a lot of love for you. A man that when he held you, you felt his caring arms around you. You felt the fact that this guy had real feelings that was genuine for you. When he looked at you in your eye, you knew that this man wasn't BSing. And you left that man to go play in the sandbox with Pookie and Ray Ray. Now you're miserable because all the guys that you get with, these guys only want to hit it and bounce. Whereas that other guy, he had genuine conversation, genuine affection, and you miss it. And that's something right now she regrets. Look at her face. She feel like shit right now because she had a good man that had a heart for her and his family. And all Tyrese ever did was talk about his family and what he wanted to do for his family. And she broke that man's heart. His heart is broken. You know what I mean? And you have a lot of guys that might try clowning him, but y'all don't understand. When a man's heart is broken like that, it's a serious thing. Because now it's going to be difficult for that man to get with another sister and really accept love and trust. It's going to take a really good woman to heal a man's heart like that, fam. Because the way this woman did him in the public was dirty. Very, very nasty.
I was extremely emotionally intoxicated. We can be intoxicated with our emotions. And I'm very much emotionally led. I feel very strongly. I'm just that kind of person, very passionate.
Emotionally led is what she said. Do you see the confirmation, guys? Women are led by their emotions, not by logic. Women are led by their feelings, which is dangerous. Because if you make decisions based off of how you feel, that can cause a problem. You know, in marriages and relationships, feelings come, feelings go. Today, you may not feel like you like your partner, but that doesn't mean you end the relationship. It's just the way you feel. Feelings come and go. Women live by their feelings. That's why they always quick to go to divorce court, because of how they feel. They don't realize that it's not really should be by how you feel. You should think logically based on what the family need. You got kids. Are you thinking about them? Of course not. Because when a woman is selfish, she's only thinking about her own benefit.
But I would never tell somebody to make that decision when they're that emotional.
She just admitted that she destroyed her marriage. She knows she's wrong, and she wouldn't want another woman to make the same mistake she did. Are you seeing this? Are you seeing what's going on here? This woman is an embarrassment in all aspects. To come on social media acting as if though Tyrese was a monster, making videos, throwing shots, doing all sorts of things, being on different podcasts, talking this and that, and now you're admitting that you wouldn't tell another woman to make the same choices you make? Bam. You made yourself look bad.
But, of course, I wasn't talking to someone that genuinely would be for marriage.
Are you seeing that? Meaning the people that were in her ear, the people that she was getting counsel from, the attorneys, her mom, everybody else, none of those people were pro-marriage. They were anti-marriage, anti-happy family, anti-peace. So if all you're getting is negative communication all day, people feeding your mind a bunch of BS, you're gonna become the negative energy. And that's why she signed on a dotted line. And the attorney, all he sees is the bag. All the attorney see is the money. The attorney don't give a damn about your marriage. The attorney just want the money. So they're gonna tell you what you wanna hear to feed your emotions. And this is the same thing when you ladies go out there and sleep around. Next minute, you at the abortion clinic deleting your babies. You know why? Because somebody was in your ear. Somebody was in your ear telling you, this is the best thing you can do for yourself. Girl, you don't need no baby. Man, this baby gonna hold you back. Forget that ninja. Man, go to that clinic and get rid of that baby. Somebody talked you into it. And you knew it was wrong, but you allowed your emotions to be stimulated by the devil. And now, some of you ladies are literally depressed even to this day, and you regret the fact that you deleted your babies back in the day. Some of you ladies deleted over 3 babies already. And it's haunting you till this day to know that you got rid of all your babies. And all those people that talked all that ish, brainwashing you, they're not even your friends right now. It's crazy, man.
You know, or for reconciliation. And that's not no slight to my, you know.
No, it's
the current friends.
Yeah.
That is a knock to your attorneys, because what you just said is that your attorneys was full of shit. What you're saying is that you regret the fact that you even hired those attorneys because they weren't pro-marriage. Their job was to literally give you the counsel of the devil to make you make your choice.
Has nothing, there's no slight to that. Not the friends, but I was on the phone with my attorney.
Yeah.
So it was something that was being said to me that hurt me at that time. And that, so at that time when I was on the phone and I made that decision, I was livid. I was emotional. I was hysterical. And so if anything, if I could take anything from that and advise somebody else, because I don't want families to be torn apart.
Yeah.
You don't want families to be torn apart, but you sabotage your own marriage. Let that make sense, y'all.
Be there. If you're that hurt and you're like that emotional about someone, that's not a lack of love. Like the opposite of love is not hate. It's indifference. It's void of love, void of feelings. And so if I'm that emotional and I'm that hurt and I'm like on that level where I'm just like, I can't stop thinking and I'm just obsessing over why I am hurt. If it's misguided and misdirected, it can go in a bad direction. And so I think that with that being said, I didn't know that at the time.
Yeah.
And I made a decision like, well, I'm so angry, I'm so hurt, and this is, and I'm just like, forget it, like, never mind, like, I need to be done with this. This is horrible, you just ruminating on all the negative things and not focused on any of the positive things. I posted a reel, and I mean this, I really mean this. There was a guy who was talking about that before he decided to marry his wife, he had said or had told his wife that he needed to choose the people that would speak to her in her most emotional moments. And it was people that would be for the relationship.
Right.
And I know a lot of people had different kind of like comments about the person and everything like that, but the message of what he was saying for me resounds true, because the people I had in my ear at the time.
The people she had in her ear at the time. Women always have the devil in her ear. Always. There's always negative people in their ear feeding them lies.
We're not for that.
They were not for marriage, y'all. The people that was in her ears were not for marriage. They wanted to see her lose. They wanted to see her fail. Imagine you gave up a good man. This is why, brothers, I tell you guys, you got to listen to me very carefully on this one, man. A lot of times we hear these women saying, oh, a man got to have 6 figures in order to date them, and he got to be a certain height. He got to have clout. He got to have this. All of that is BS. Because if the Tyrese story don't teach you, brothers, why you shouldn't marry none of these women, I don't know what else to tell you. The man had money. The man had clout. Successful actor, singer, ladies' man. The ladies like him. I believe he was on the Coca-Cola commercial or Pepsi commercial when he first got his big break singing. So he pretty much had all the elements of what a woman would say would be the ideal guy. And yet it wasn't enough for Samantha. So guys, if you at the 9 to 5, you making 45K, these women, forget about it. They not even watching you, bro. 65K, they not even watching you. They don't care. 100K, they don't care. When a woman is being poisoned by other people and influenced by the devil, it will sabotage any relationship. This is why I keep telling you guys that when you get with a woman, you need to make sure that she's not connected to all those demons, all those friends, and everybody's in her ear. The worst thing you could do is be dating a woman and a bunch of friends are in her ear telling her about you, because they're going to sabotage the relationship. I tell ladies this all the time. If you dating a guy, cut your friends off. Nobody should be influencing you about this man, because your friends are going to always be able to tell you, oh, he don't got a car. Why you with him? He don't got a car. Like, who the fuck is her to tell you you don't need to be with him because he don't have a car? Like, what kind of nonsense is that? Like, why do people listen to other people telling them about what their relationship is about? This is why it's not good to be posting photos of your family, photos of your kids, and all this stuff on social media. Because when you do this type of stuff, people think it's their job to come in and tell you how your relationship should be. They'll go through all your photos, looking at your family, like, wait a minute, this don't supposed to be like this. And then they'll hit you in the DMs and say, well, I saw your husband liking this woman's photo on such and such page. Now you going over there investigating why he liked her photo. Like, who the fuck cares if he liked her photo? He's a man. Why you don't check that person who came to you with that? Why don't you tell that person, why did you come to me to tell me that my husband liked that woman's page? Why? Because she's trying to sabotage your relationship. That's how the devil works. He'll always send somebody to tell you. Some of you ladies, you get women that come to you privately. Hey, I don't know if you know, but I saw your man. He was at the mall and I saw him with this woman and they were walking together. I don't know. I ain't trying to start nothing, but I just want to let you know that I saw him. And, matter of fact, here's a little video I took. What is she trying to do? Sabotage your relationship.
Let me ask you this, because I think that's such a good point. Like, when you're even in that spot where when you're emotional,
yes,
you're in the pit of your relationship.
Yes,
it's so important to make sure you have people who are pro-marriage, pro-relationship,
100%.
pro your current relationship,
100%,
to be able to help, as much as possible,
100%.
make the best decision to keep the marriage going.
Yeah.
When everybody may not have access to that counsel. So let me ask you this: if we can go back and
listen,
if I were able somehow to insulate you with a pro-marriage, pro-relationship community, do you think you still would have actually gone through a divorce?
Not that time.
Wow. She just admitted, if she would have had the right kind of people to help, she would have never went through with anything. That means she just admitted that she made a terrible, terrible mistake. She regrets divorcing Tyrese. So that proved that Tyrese is not the bad guy. All you ladies that been dragging Tyrese, talking ish, throwing him under the bus, she just proved and admitted that Tyrese never did anything. that it wasn't his fault. She made the bad decision because of the people that were in her ear. Ain't that something?
Okay.
I don't know what would have happened. Oh, I've never said this publicly.
No, that's what we do.
And she's laughing at this thing like it's a fucking joke. This is not a joke. You got this man, you got Tyrese out there hurting. The man is expressing that he's hurting. You broke the man's heart. You stepped on it. You put it inside the blender. Then you fed it to the dogs. Right? You're all over social media, clout chasing, gaslighting. Now you're on podcasts, embarrassing yourself, and you're laughing at this situation when it's a serious matter, because you have to understand, a lot of women may have listened to her and sabotage their relationships. They may have watched her videos with her talking crap and went and made a choice, just like she did, and destroyed their relationships. Now she's admitting that she made a bad choice and shouldn't have listened to all the people that were in her ear. Now listen to what she says now.
This is exclusive, baby.
Delano, make sure you zoom in.
Do you see how it's all about clout chasing? It's all about social media. It's all about views. Exclusive this, exclusive that. You know what I mean? And it's sad because nobody really cares. Even the people that might be interviewing you, they don't care. Because again, it's all about the clicks and the views. Nobody cares about your relationships but you. And this is something that you have to take and hold dear. How many of you recall me teaching? Put a 1 in the chat if you heard me teaching on the 3 kinds of relationships that you have with people. The inner court relationship, the outer court relationship, and the holies of holies. How many of you remember me talking about that? How many of you remember me talking about how when it comes to relationship dynamics, when you're dealing with people, you have the outer court, you have the inner court, and you have the holies of holies. Where the outer court relationship, those are the people that, you know, you see them at work, whatever the case is. Hey, what's up? What's up? You don't tell them all your personal business. Y'all might chop it up here and there, but you don't open up yourself to those people, because that's the outer court relationship. You don't share your personal, intimate details with those people. Then you got the inner court relationship. These are typically family members. You know what I mean? You they know about you. They may hear things. You might talk to your cousin about things you've been through, you know. Then you have your holies of holies relationships. These are the people like a husband and wife, your mom, your dad, where you can come to them and you can open your heart. And you don't got to worry about being judged and condemned. You know what I mean? You can cry in front of them. They're not going to go on social media and say, oh, so-and-so was crying. Well, with those 3 kinds of relationships, what she did is she invited everybody into her holies of holies. And once you do that, you're going to automatically sabotage your marriage. She should have kept those people in the outer court relationship. Hey, Samantha, how's it going with you and Tyrese? Everything good? You see what that person is doing? They're trying to inquire about your holies of holies. It's none of their business. You see what I'm saying? It sounds innocent, but really they're trying to investigate, are y'all cool? Are y'all fighting? Because what they're really wanting is for you to open up and share details about your marriage. They'll come to you, hey, Samantha, hey, I just want to know, like, do you have any advice on how to keep your love life active? Like, do you have any tips you can share, like that you and Tyrese, practice? Now, what is the person really trying to do? Are they genuinely looking for advice? No, they want to find out what's going on in your bedroom. They want you to open up to what you do sexually with your husband. And a lot of times women do this. They begin to open up and they start saying, yeah, well, me and my husband, we do this. He do this to me. And now they got all these intimate details. of what you do in your bed. And now they go out there and they share it on social media. That would have never happened if you'd have never invited them into your holies of holies. They're in the outer court relationship. Why you let them in? They're not even supposed to be in the inner court relationship. Why you let them in? So as women, you shouldn't invite people in your holies of holies when it comes to your relationship. It's nobody's business. Don't be on Facebook talking about your marriage. Don't be on Instagram posting stories about your relationship. Stop telling everybody you and your man went out on a date. Stop doing all this dumb stuff. You inviting everybody into your private life, and then you get mad when people talking about you. It's crazy. Let's get back to the tapes.
On this one, okay?
Yeah. It gets deep.
No, actually, no. I want to deny myself. I want to deniability. Yeah, no, the truth about the matter is that if I had different people in my ear at that time, I would not have made that decision. No.
Wow.
I wouldn't. And that's the truth. I try my very best at this point in my life to be what I didn't have in that moment.
You see that? She regrets divorcing Tyrese, y'all. So that means that everybody that was in her ear was negative, and she's admitting it. So all you ladies that had all sorts of dirt to throw on Tyrese, what are you gonna say now? What are you gonna say now? You know?
Because I think that I was, women were like, I'm an extremely emotional person. People that know me know that about me. I'm the kind of person that like, okay, I feel so strong, and I can ruminate. I can get so lost in my thoughts. I know a lot of women are like that. Like
Stop talking about most women. Let's talk about yourself. Women love to do that type of stuff. It's like when they're in the hot seat, they always want to talk about what other women are doing. Talk about yourself, ma'am. Talk about you. You're just a horrible person, and you made horrible decisions. And now you're paying the price.
A lot, not all of us, right? But some of us are. Just like a lot of men can be like that. But
No, men are nothing like that. Men are nothing like that. Men make logical decisions. Even a Pookie make logical decisions. But you ladies, man, you'll destroy your entire marriage over nothing. All people got to do is go in your ear and tell you a little something, and your marriage is over. That's crazy.
Women specifically, there will be moments where they'll be like, I'm ready to be done. I'm ready to be done. I'm ready to be done. I can't stand this. He don't do this. He don't do that. Blah, 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 blah. And we're just focusing on these things. And because you don't have a certain person in your life to check you and say, sis, what about this? What about this?
Women don't want nobody to check them. You ladies are full of shit. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Y'all don't like when nobody's in your ear telling you about yourself because you hate accountability. You know how many men be on these platforms going in, talking about all of your bad decisions? And what do? You say they're misogynistic. They hate women. They're a male chauvinist pig. You don't like accountability. You don't want nobody to check you. You don't want nobody to school you. Heck, she didn't even want Tyrese to check her. As soon as Tyrese started talking, she get upset. This is where you ladies are. So stop the gaslighting. Stop talking a bunch of bullshit about, oh, if I had somebody in my corner that would tell me and pull me to the side, that's BS. I'm pretty sure there was people there that tried to get in your ear and you didn't invite them in. You let the devil in your ear because everything the devil said sounded good. It sounded sweet and you loved it. And now you don't got a man.
What about these strengths? What about what he's not doing? Like those types of things? That can get you thinking about the positive aspects of this person.
This is why guys ain't trying to get married, fam. This is why these guys are like, listen, fam, I'm just gonna kick it with shorty. I'm gonna smash, I'm gonna dash, I'm gonna put her in the trash, and I don't care. This is why. They see these kind of stories with Tyrese and his ex, and it just horrified them, man. They just don't want to deal with the madness, bro. Imagine, guys, you worked your whole life. You built yourself up as a man. You went through all the struggles, and you finally at a place in your life where you can say you made it. You overcame the struggles of your family, all the generational curses. You broken them. You broken free from poverty. You're one of them brothers that you grew up in poverty, but you reached a level of success. You got your health and fitness in order. You really are at a point in life where you're like, man, I'm really at peace. And then you finally meet a woman. Take her under your wing. You got genuine love for this woman. I'm talking about you really love this woman. And then she do this to you. What's that's gonna do to you, brothers? That's gonna break you. You ain't gonna be the same no more. And you ain't gonna see women the same no more. You ain't gonna wanna be no husband to no woman. You ain't gonna wanna be thinking about no marriage no more. You just gonna kick it. You're just gonna be just one of those guys, just kick it with the sisters and just do whatever you're doing. You know? That's what you're gonna do, because it's like, why would I invest my time again after all that pain and suffering, after all the money I had to give this woman? Why would I go back and trust another woman? I'm never gonna do that. And this is why you got these guys today that are on this frequency of, I just don't care no more. I'm just gonna do what I gotta do, and it is what it is. So you can't blame those guys, ladies. Those guys had experiences in life that really messed them up deeply. Imagine being in love with a woman, man. Genuinely pouring your heart into this woman, investing your time, your money, your resources, your love, all your energy. You sat down and counseled this woman. You helped build her up, and she betrayed you and lied on you and mistreated you. It does something to a man where he never want to go back there again. And that's where Tyrese is right now. I remember seeing another interview where some woman was asking him, are you healed? And he was like, no, I'm not. I'm not. You know, I'm messed up right now. And he admitted it. And there's nothing wrong with that. At least he's out here able to show how he feel, unlike other men that hide their feelings as if though they're just macho man and nothing affects them. These things affects men. It affects a man. When a man open his heart to a woman and give her his heart, you know, it can really bother him after his heart been trampled on. And this is why guys are heartless in today's day, where they don't believe in love. They just have no emotion when it comes to dealing with women. So when you see the pump and dump guys, the smash and dash guys, understand at one point in those guys' lives, they were the type of guy that really wanted to love a woman and do the right thing, and they were that guy. They brought the flowers. They did it. If you ask them those questions, they'll say, "Yeah, Ringo, you right, bro. I was that guy back in the day, but not anymore." They learned their lesson.
That you may not be thinking about when you're upset. You're only thinking about what you're mad about. You're not thinking about all the other positive aspects of this person.
And that's what happens. When you're mad and you're angry and somebody is in your ear speaking negative, you're not thinking about all the good things. She didn't think about all the good things about Tyrese. She didn't think about the fact that this guy was a brilliant man in a lot of different areas in his life and brought her a lot of love and peace, and he was very compassionate and caring. Because, you know, if a man is very good with his children and he takes care of his kids, obviously he did the same towards his wife. You get what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that they may have never had any disagreements. They probably had a few arguments here and there. That's what life is about. I mean, there's no such thing as a relationship where no one argues or have disagreements. But the point is, Tyrese don't look like the kind of guy that was doing her dirty. He looked like the type of guy that just wanted to have his little private life, doing his thing with his wife, and keep the public out of it. But she brought all her family business on social media. And it embarrassed Tyrese because it's not supposed to be for our ears. His personal business and his personal life it was never for us to be entertained by the drama that's going on in his home. But because she went out there and did all this mess, it forced him out into the public to have to address different things because it's going to make him look crazy if he don't speak, you know? And unfortunately, you know, he had to do what he had to do, and people took her side over his and thought she was some sort of victim. And now she just admitted that she regret divorcing him because she knew that all the people surrounding her were negative, and now she's looking bad. So I want to see what kind of backlash she's going to get from women who took her advice from her YouTube videos, because I don't watch her channel. I didn't even know that his wife had a YouTube channel. I didn't even know that she even have anything on social media like that. But to think that she's giving women advice and trying to be a speaker, it doesn't even make any sense when her entire marriage was a sham in terms of her divorcing a man that never really did anything wrong. He didn't commit adultery. He wasn't lacking in the finance department. He wasn't lacking in the love department. He wasn't lacking in none of those areas, but she just took it upon herself to end the marriage. For what? For what? She's pulling you know, look at all these women that are getting divorces. Look at the Tia Maris. Look at all of the Kiki Palmers and all these different women. You know, I mean, she wasn't married. Kiki Palmer wasn't married. But my point is, look at how they let the public and social media influence them to make these bad decisions, to throw away good men. And this is why a lot of good men refuse to waste their time marrying modern women.
And so in those moments, you need somebody to be the person for that person.
Why wasn't your mom that person? Why wasn't your father that person? Why wasn't God that person? Where was Taffy Dollar? How come she wasn't in your ear to tell you the right thing to do?
Yeah.
In those moments.
So it's still some people in the chat right now that they still confused. They really not understanding the pro-marriage, right? Or somebody who's an advocate for marriage. So if you could just paint the people who weren't necessarily pro-marriage, and you coming to them, or you just expressing these different issues that you having.
Yeah.
What type of responses were you actually getting versus what you should have been receiving?
It's not so much about what should have been received, because I think that based upon what had occurred in our relationship by that time, a lot of people were saying that this was time for me.
Anyway, y'all, we're gonna do more on this particular story. It was a major interview, like it was a full interview. I'm not gonna go through the whole interview. I just wanted to cover this particular section where she admitted that she regret divorcing Tyrese, and her entire circle was negative. That's what I mainly wanted to focus on, but we're gonna talk more about this later on. We might do a full reaction of the entire interview. We might. I don't know. Like it's like I said, it's about 2 hours and change, and I don't know if I want to go through the whole interview, but I might do it, right? But hey, just keep it locked, fam. We're gonna keep you updated with what's going on, and remember, Tyrese had some things to say. We talked about that in other videos. The last stream that I put out there, he made a video where he shared pretty much this information right here.
All right. Hold on. Look, man, I was not going to respond to this video of my ex that's now gone viral. She is loving it. Congratulations, you went viral again over something else that you said, because you're trying to build up your YouTube page and get your followers up. Listen, man, listen. If you had people in your ear that influenced you into leaving your husband and your 1-year-old child, your innocent 1-year-old child, we both were divorcee kids, grew up in toxic environments, torn in between.
In other words, what he's basically saying is, look, we both was raised in a terrible environment, seeing our mom and dad fighting, single households, single mother households, whatever the situation is. We know what that lifestyle is about. We know how traumatizing that is for children. We know what it's like being raised in a terrible environment where we don't have the love that we deserve as kids. So why would you make the decision to break up what we had that can protect our children? Why would you do that? Because it's about breaking generational curses, and she didn't want to do that.
Our old family, new family, stepfather, stepmother, that's a life that we both lived. And you packed up a 1-year-old, put a COVID mask on top of the Ring cameras, and I was literally in an airplane on my way home to fight for my marriage and my family. You're heartless.
Wow. He said she's heartless. He was coming home to fight for his family. She was packing up to leave.
None of your friends recognize you. This is all about money. If you had friends in your ear, you're lying, you're gaslighting, you're playing. The only person that was in your ear was your mama.
Wow. Now, he said the only person that was in her ear was her mama. I believe him. I believe him. The mama was in her ear, most likely the attorneys too. Because Tyrese would know more about the situation than us. You have to always remember that, fam. Tyrese know more about the situation than us. So he knew how his wife moved. He knew her whereabouts and where she go and who she talked to.
Her name is Patricia Randolph. You didn't have people in your ear. The amount of people that was supposedly in your ear, you also had a whole lot of people like Aventer Gray, Taffy Dollar, Creflo Dollar's wife, who married us.
Wow. Creflo Dollar's wife was in her ear as well. Isn't that convenient?
You had a whole lot of people in your ear telling you that you're about to do something stupid, impulsive, and y'all are actually not going through anything that would make you want to leave your husband. Let's go even further. When Aventer Gray and Pastor John Gray were having their own marital issues at the time, you arranged a therapy session with Aventer Gray at our house. And when she walked out of her therapy session, she walked into the foyer where the bumblebee is, and there was 50 boxes with like 7 or 8 people there packing up all the shit to leave the house.
While there's a counseling session? That's crazy.
And I was in an airplane on my way home to try and fight and save our marriage.
So Tyrese was trying to save the marriage, but she already done was making decisions while having a counseling session.
So if you had people in your ear at the time, they must be still in your ear.
Yeah, they must be still in her ear because they weren't giving her the right counsel because she still ended up making the decision.
Because you still trying to get $20,000 a month for a 5-year-old.
$20,000 a month is crazy.
You make $160,000 a year on your own.
If you make $160,000, why do you need $20,000 a month for a 5-year-old? That makes no sense. She's after the bag.
This is all a game. You're clout chasing. You're something that I don't even know. A simple woman, not into materialistic things, don't care about fame and mansions and popularity. You're everything that you told me and all of your friends and loved ones that you wasn't. If you wanted to be famous, boo-boo, that's all you had to say. You didn't have to play this game that you wasn't.
And they tell you that monogamy is the way to go. All these monogamous marriages always fail. They always fail, just like this.
Now you out here playing on single mothers and their emotions.
And that is the danger. A lot of you women need to beware of Samantha because this is what they do. They play on your emotions, and now Samantha will become like a Derek Jackson, just telling you what you want to hear. Just like there's a lot of women on YouTube right now. All they spew is negativity about men. Why you shouldn't be with a man. These men are no good. These monsters. You shouldn't have their babies. We want them extinct. Those are bitter women. Angry women. They're mad at the world, and they want you to be miserable just like them.
Playing on women that are actually in abusive relationships and fucked up marriages that are toxic and dark and dysfunctional. That's not what that was.
And it's not cool because when you're a woman and you're going through all of this hell and hot waters and you have influencers on social media giving you bad advice and then you applying it to your relationship, you're just going to sabotage something that could have been good. Like I said, fam, I know sisters from back in the days that I used to talk to, they sabotaged everything, fam. I got stories after stories, and all of those women are doing bad right now. Absolutely bad.
You think I would have a song entitled I Don't Think You Ever Loved Me if I didn't really feel that way? You think I would have a song out called Love Transaction if I didn't realize that it was never love, it was just a transaction? This shit is about money.
Money.
You've hired 3 law firms trying to fucking suck me dry. I'm approaching $1 million in legal fees, and we had a prenup.
Do you think that Tyrese is gonna marry again? I doubt it. I don't suggest he do that. He need to just, if he's dealing with a young lady, he need to just deal with her accordingly. Do you see what I mean, guys, when I say deal with women accordingly? Do you understand why you need to do that? Forget about all this marriage stuff. Just deal with women accordingly. She's your woman. Y'all made that decision between the two of you. That's it. Don't need no marriage to tell me that. I'm rocking with you, you rocking with me. That's as far as it goes right there. You know, because if you go down and you try to marry her, this is what's going to happen to you.
You already tried to ask me to come back. You already tried to reconcile. I told you I was in a relationship with Zelly.
And to Larry, I already done covered this yesterday. What are you talking about? You say you've been waiting too long for me to touch on this particular issue. I already talked about this yesterday. Go watch that stream.
I was not willing to go and break this off or cut this woman off because you decided to wake up on a Wednesday and come back and play in the sandbox.
She wanted to come back to Tyrese and wanted him to break up with the woman that he currently with. Tyrese said, hell no, I'm not. I'm not going to break up with her because now you woke up and decided to do the right thing now. Even though he might still have love for her because, see, his heart was broken. At the same time, she still is the mother of his kids. So there is a sense of love there. It's there. But as a man, you have to stand on your square and not let this woman break you to the point where you coming back and taking her back. Never take a woman back, guys. Women divorce you, embarrass you publicly. You don't ever take her back.
Everything about the way you left me was heartless. It was evil. You never considered me, your marriage, and let alone your innocent 1-year-old child. She had to celebrate her 2nd birthday apart.
A problem with a lot of guys is you have to know what kind of woman you're getting with. Let me see. L Mighty Effect says, I'm not gonna lie, the new woman he with, funny too. Now, I don't know who he's with. I never seen this woman. I don't know what she looked like. If you meant funny too as in she might be the type that would do something similar to what Samantha did, then if that's what you meant, I would agree with you. Because a lot of times, and this is unfortunate, but men, when they come out of a bad situation, a lot of times they get with women that are just like the other woman. Sometimes guys do that, man. It's like you jump out of the pot into the frying pan. And it's just another woman waiting to do the same dirt. This is why, as a man, when a woman realizes that you're hurt and you broken and you didn't heal and you get with her, you're looking for that comfort and you end up getting taken advantage of. So I don't know if that's the situation with Tyrese. Maybe the woman might be good. I don't know. I never seen the woman. I don't know, so I can't really judge her like that. But what I do know is that most of the time when a man come out of a bad relationship, he's looking for the companionship, the love of a woman that understands. And he end up getting with a woman and he shares his heart once again. He don't know her from Adam. He don't know what's going on. and he put his heart in her hand, and she do the same thing to him again.
And if you really are really suddenly caring about the effects that you've had on me and your family, why don't you sit these fucking lawyers off of me?
But she's not gonna do that because she don't really care about you like that. She care about the money. In other words, what Tyrese is saying is, if you really have this new change of heart that you're expressing on this podcast, why don't you cease and desist? Why don't you pull what you have coming after me? It's just like you brothers that are on child support. If that woman really respected you and cared, she would pull the child support off of you and reconcile and begin to work things out, because it really shouldn't be that the courts are involved in your relationship. Once again, you're inviting people into your holies of holies. Whatever you got going on with your baby daddy, supposed to be between you and him. You a woman, you got issues, you and your baby daddy need to sit down. Even if you're not together, even if you got your own relationship going with some other guy, he with some other woman, you need to have an agreement where you and that man meet up and y'all sit down and y'all talk about what it is that y'all got to deal with these kids. Forget about your feelings and all this other stuff. What about the children? So let's meet up. Let's put aside all the BS. We don't want to bring the courts into this. I don't want to put your ass on child support. I can do it if I want, but I'm not. Right now, I need for you to be a man. Take care of your kids the way you're supposed to. If not, you leave me no choice but to go to these courts and do what I got to do. And then as a woman, you got to be reasonable. Stop expecting this man to give you thousands and thousands of dollars when you know good and well he don't make that. You know how much he get. You know the job he's at. Why you so greedy for all this money, knowing he got to live, knowing he got another woman, possibly got another child on the way? You got to be reasonable. A lot of you fucking women are not reasonable. You don't know how to reason. And this is why it's treason when you go to the state and you try to get them involved in your relationship issues. And now, and the whole time, the kids are suffering because nobody gives a fuck about the kids. All you care about is the fucking money. We supposed to be out here breaking generational curses. That's what we're supposed to be doing, but we're not. We're focusing on money because we're greedy. We're greedy. And you're angry at him. So you're trying to sabotage any future relationship he get with a woman by messing with the money. Some of these women, guys, they know what they're doing, fam. This is why you got to be careful. When you out here messing with these ladies, you got to be very careful. Very careful. Because you may end up in a situation just like this. I know a lot of guys that are on child support feeling the pinch right now. And they tell me their horror stories. And a lot of times I keep telling these guys, listen, man, it's a horror story, but you're going to have to go through with it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you're going to have to go through with it. And you're going to have to learn from this so that you don't get with another woman and make the same mistake again. Don't let some fat ass and pretty face pull you in. Next minute, you got some woman pregnant, and now look at your situation. Because a lot of these women are heartless, and they don't care. And they'll use you to get that easy bag while there's another man blowing their back out, impregnating them again. And it's a business for some women.
Call your lawyers right now and tell them that everything that you're still trying to get right now, you don't want it no more.
She's not going to do that, fam. She's not going to do that. Let me tell you, if she do that, that would be a good thing. You know what I'm saying? If she do that, that would be a blessing for Tyrese because she punished him long enough. And as women that are on social media, you should be able to see now that Samantha been punishing Tyrese the whole time. She been punishing him. Not that he deserved any of that. She was doing it spitefully. So if she's really true about what she said in that podcast, she would follow what Tyrese just said right there. Call the attorneys, call off everything and say, hey, I don't really need anything. I'm good. She already making 160-something thousand a year. So don't tell me she don't got the money to take care of her kids and so forth, even though he was giving her money too. Come on, man. She's vindictive and evil, bro.
$20,000 a month for a child? Our prenup says no alimony. Our prenup said everything that the prenup said. You're trying to crack the prenup. And it's been 3 years of it. I should have never hired a fucking attorney. I had a prenup. Everything that I was supposed to give you in the prenup, I gave it to you. You want more. And it's been 3 years. I've moved on. I'm with Zelly. You moved on. I don't even want to tell niggas the first nigga you started dating when we broke up.
Wow.
Because you gonna go viral from that.
Who was that guy? That's the news the internet want to know. I mean, you already done put it out there, Tyrese. Might as well you just spill the beans. You already put it out there. You're literally making people desire and want to know who was this guy, because it's going to be very telling of who this person was, because obviously they don't respect you. Because if that's your wife, that mean that whoever she started dating right after y'all broke up, that mean that bruh man was watching your wife the whole time. He been wanting to fuck your wife the whole time. And this is why I keep telling you, fam, you have a lot of guys out there. This is why, you know, you shouldn't have different people at your crib or in your life, because they be watching your wife low key, studying your wife's every move, desiring your wife, wanting to hit it from the back the whole time. You know? So who that guy is, I don't know. Must be some rapper or somebody that's in the industry. Let's go.
If I were to tell niggas who you started dating as soon as we broke up, you would go viral from that. All you want is attention. You want Facebook followers. You want Instagram followers. You're trying to be a life coach, and you trying to get niggas to drink the Kool-Aid. You fucking with a real one right here. Everybody can see through your bullshit. I may be alpha. I may be loud. I may appear to be a narcissist, as some niggas would say in the comments. Girl, you was good to leave that nigga. He's a narcissist. No, she's a fucking narcissist.
Wow. Wow. And women, you don't normally do that. They normally tell you to leave that man. He's a narcissist. Women love saying stuff like that.
Not only is she a narcissist, but she's a sociopath as well. And what is a sociopath? Someone who will maliciously and vindictively do some shit, fuck over you, hurt you, be made aware of the fact that they inflicted trauma and pain on you, and not even call you and text you to say they sorry.
And that's exactly what she done to him. She destroyed his life. She ruined him. She punished him. And she been on social media taking many shots. And then she got the public on her side to also take shots at Tyrese. So it's really bad all around.
Did you think about the effects that it was going to have on me or our innocent child?
She didn't care because she was in her own mind. She's selfish.
When you left me the way you did you think about anything? No, it's all about Samantha.
Because she's selfish. She's a selfish woman, always been selfish.
So now, go ahead and chase whatever career you're trying to chase. Go ahead and go viral. Go ahead and keep doing your goofy ass podcast and Miracle Mondays and whatever the fuck else you're trying to build. Over here, I don't want no one to confuse me releasing songs the way Adele released songs about her ex-husband, the way Jasmine Sullivan and Mary J. Blige release songs about their exes when they get cheated on, lied, get fucked over, when they go through painful relationships that come to an end. I don't want no one to confuse me releasing songs, singing about how I feel about Samantha with confusing me wanting this woman back. If I wanted her back, I would have got her back. I don't want Sam. She may be saying that she was thinking about, no. If you had people in your ear when you left me, those same people are in your ear 3 years later because the fucking lawyers are still on my back every day. Go sell this shit to somebody else. Look at every interview I've done, from Sway in the Morning to the Breakfast Club to everything that I've been posting and everything that I've been saying. And if you don't like me, nigga, I don't like you. I don't need none of you women in my comments saying they like me. I don't care to be liked. I got my heart broke. I was married. I was with this woman for 5 years. I never cheated. I got more access to pussy than most niggas I know. I was a...
Wow. Anyway, We're going to shut it down right now. You know what I'm saying? He said that he have access. He can pretty much go out there and pull women, and I believe him. But he was focused on his family. He was focused on his kids, and she decided to end everything. So that being said, y'all, if you want to hear more of that, like I said, I already did a stream about it already, right? Go check that out, the previous stream before this one. And we'll be back later with more. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Ringo TV Reactions, the best reactionary channel on YouTube, hands down. As we continue to share our thoughts on this story, hope you enjoy. Have a blessed day. You know what I'm saying? Heading out to work, make sure you drive safe. Wear your safety belt, your seat belt, do what you got to do. No arguing and nonsense with people. And, you know, just take it easy, man. And that's about that, fam. So y'all take care. Ringo TV Reactions salute you. Peace and blessings to the mods in the chat, everybody that support and rock with the platform. We'll catch you later with another stream. Ringo TV Reactions. Y'all take care. We're out. Peace.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $Ringo TV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/Ringo TV Raw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at Ringo TV Raw.
This is Ringo TV Reactions, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth 100% raw and uncut. I'm out. Peace.